Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I wanted to share with you guys today I'm going to be doing a little unboxing, and also I am going to use this as the post to do my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. This is very exciting. We actually hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, but you guys will be seeing this 2 days later. On the 12th was my fiance's birthday. We were out Santa Catalina Island for a wonderful trip, and I was super excited. I checked in on my YouTube channel and I saw, hey, finally hit 1,000 subscribers, and I was very happy to see that. Even my fiance was very excited for me. So as some of you may know, this is the giveaway. What you see, or you're going to see here, is going to be included one winner, and that's it. I'm going to be using a randomizer, and I will make a post at a later date in the next video. So what's going to happen is everybody who is a subscriber, they will be automatically entered in to win this, and then we will talk about details how to get it to you. Of course, you will not have to pay for anything. I am taking care of shipping. Of course, this is free. This should be all free to whoever wins this, right? That's how things work. So you're getting here a little nylon 6 knife holder, very well padded, very nice and neat, good construction. So it folds open like this. You can use that as a tear down mat if you'd like. It holds 3 knives in there. Super heavy duty Velcro, nice and secure, nothing's gonna slip out. And then in here, what you have are the 3 knives included in this wonderful giveaway. And this is really going to be kicking off the channel. I already have a handful of other items that are going to be for future giveaways that are going to be just sprinkled throughout. I don't want to just blow everything and you know, like not get any, you know, new people like in the channel and like missing out on cool stuff. So the first knife is going to be essentially what started it all for me. My dexterity is a little bit down. I'm freaking exhausted. We literally just got home, unpacked the car. The animals made a little bit of a mess of the house, so we just cleaned up right now. But this is the Gerber Paraframe, and it is unused, essentially brand new, not being carried or anything. The little scuffs that are right there, it came with, but this is essentially a brand new knife, and what started it all for me, this is essentially going to be the beater knife of this starter collection. And this, I believe that this could be a wonderful collection that you could even gift to somebody that you want to, you know, inspire to be part of this wonderful community. A lot of these knives aren't super fancy or crazy, but these are wonderful knives that, you know, could just be all-purpose beater knives, but also make a wonderful gift to somebody who you believe will definitely enjoy this too. So it's all about just spreading the love and things like that. The next one here we have is what I believe is the perfect small budget EDC knife. For people with larger hands and even smaller hands could definitely get around this little guy. This is the Civivi Mini Praxis. I got this when they first became available, and I'm sure some of you guys know they were very difficult to get a hold of, believe it or not, it being a relatively simple budget knife. But the Praxis is such a wonderful model in its large state that a lot of people, to get something like this was a no-brainer, and they wanted to check it out, and it's been received very well, as is, but like I received it very well too. This thing is a wonderful little knife. I hope that Civivi does more with it in its smaller form, maybe even make something in between. I do have and have now made a full review on the full-size premium Wii Praxis. That is a wonderful knife, and it will be used in future size comparisons because I genuinely love that knife, regardless if it is a big one or not. On this channel, I've never really been the biggest fan of super large knives, but that's one that definitely speaks volumes to me. And then the last knife here is going to be a fully modified or customized, whatever you want to call it. This is a CGRB RIA. This was the Knife Center exclusive in marbled carbon fiber S35VN blade material. What has been done to this is my typical acid stonewash. As you can see, heavy scratches, really dark and rich color. The edge has been laid back and has a laser beam of an edge on there. Little sharpening choil added just for aesthetics. The titanium stud has been anodized along with the clip, slightly polished there. And any of the steel components like the pivot and back over here in the little barrel spacer and standoff, those are steel components and have been torched to color match. Also, these steel liners have been acid stonewashed very lightly, and overall the carbon fiber scales have been lightly polished. So this is a one-off. I won't say it's super difficult to recreate, but I spent a lot of time in this, and I think somebody will really enjoy this little guy. This is supposed to be a very wonderful all-purpose kind of nicer environment kind of knife with wonderful action, amazing blade material, and pretty darn good fit and finish and quality overall for the price. So these are 3 wonderful knives that are going to be a part of a giveaway, and one of you wonderful individuals will be entered in to win. So let's put this stuff away. Let's get to the unboxing. Oops, sorry about the camera there. I will adjust it in just a sec. There you go. That paraframe is going to take a second to break in. It is on Teflon washers there. Okay, a little centered. Yeah, we look good. All right, unboxing. Going to be using my Chris Reeve small Sebenza. I went snorkeling with this today and also yesterday. Yeah, this was in the ocean with me, and the action, it's honestly quite the same. All the lubrication kind of got washed out essentially, so it feels really dry, but it's still performing rather well, and the action is still relatively smooth. I'll be doing a little video on how I do cleanup and maintenance and things like that. So this package is coming from Blade HQ, and they do have a little promotion going on right now that I took advantage of for Father's Day. While I am not a father, I am technically a fur father and a scale father, I suppose. I got a bunch of snakes, 2 dogs, a cat, 2 big fish tanks, a lot of stuff, a lot of pets. So we got a couple things here. What the hell is that? Oh, hey, there's a little fly in there. That's cool. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that. But yeah, this is a product from Flytanium, as you can see here. That's a pretty cool looking sticker and a little fly, I guess. These are some scales, and if you recognize this general shape, this is for a baby banter, a knife that I have previously owned. And it is very rare for me to actually purchase a knife more than once, because there aren't many knives that I have. There are a couple, like Demko 8020.5. I've purchased 3 different versions. I had the original ones that came out in the OS 10A. Excuse me. I currently still have, and it's up for sale on NAF sale, the S35 Vienna Natural JG10. And then I also have the Texture Tie 3V version, which is a comparison size knife. This is a knife that I genuinely love, and I've purchased it multiple times. Also, my Native 5, which I just bore people's minds out of their skull talking about the Native 5 from Spyderco. Some little exclusives from Blade HQ. Some sweet looking dice here and some stickers. And then of course we have the star of the show here, and we are going to be installing them in this video. Also the mat. This is a nice little shop mat. That's cool, it's cool. I like it, I dig it. I'm honestly might not end up using it because I don't really care to have like all the knife designs and stuff like that. And especially none of them that I'm like really in love with. I mean, here's a baby banter. That's a regular Elementum. The mini turbo, I think. And then the Snex Design Vision R. So cool knives, not for me, not really the look that I care about, but that was a freebie, and a lot of you guys can definitely get one of those by purchasing currently a WE or Civivi knife. So we're gonna go ahead and install these scales and just check this guy out. But I originally had a Baby Banter a while back, and I can't remember who I gifted it to. I think I gave it to my brother-in-law. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was my brother-in-law. So let's see, we're working with a T8 and a T6 for the screws, I believe. Just getting those out. I'm using little Weehaw bits and a little stubby driver, stuff that I typically use. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. And this is going to be a little keeper knife, so the pouch is going to be used for future knife purchases. It doesn't have to be a Wii or Civivi, it's just going to be used to protect any other knife that's being sold in the future. But what we have here is, I don't know if it's actually considered a Blade HQ exclusive, but this is kind of the thing that they do. They like doing a lot of black and natural JG10. This is a look that I really like, but when I heard the Flightanium was making some scales for it, I knew I had to get it. Honestly, I got the knife just so I can have the scales. Perfect action, something that you can come to expect. One for ergonomics for a sub, I believe, 2-inch blade. And this is another knife that a lot of people with larger hands can definitely work around and get around if they want a excellent fifth pocket carry. And you know what, this could even be somebody's their main knife. Honestly, this could definitely be my main knife, because honestly I just go through a lot of cardboard and plastic, and this is all the knife that I genuinely need. So running on bearings in there, I believe they're ceramic bearings, and has a ceramic detent ball, all steel liners inset into these nice little JG10 scales. All right, let's start tearing this thing down. Let's see. Yeah, I think those are those T6 or T8? No, those are T6 for the, what's it called, for the clip there. I can't remember at the moment if there are any aftermarket clips that work for the Baby Banter, because I know that Civivi, Wii, they have their line of titanium aftermarket clips, and they work for most of their models now because of different screw depths, not really like the spacing or the hole pattern. What's cool about them having them pretty much all the same is that they can offer something like that for somebody who wants to put a nicer looking clip, I suppose. But the deep carry bent steel wire clip is perfectly fine, goes in and out of the pocket. It is not uncomfortable at all. The standard clip being on such a small knife, now it does take up a lot of the actual length of it in comparison, but I don't really see that being much of a problem. I remember loving this knife and using it rather well. The size wasn't too cumbersome for me, and I know my brother-in-law has been enjoying it. He actually hasn't been using it too much, but he says he does use it every once in a while to open like a mail or like a bag of chips or something little. It's not a hard use knife. This is a small, very small EDC knife. Let's see if we can pluck that out. Should be already ready to come out. Okay, there we go. Let's get that. Body screws are all out. The pivot's also a T8. All the hardware, wonderful quality hardware. All of it's steel. It's not a big deal. Okay. And then while we have this guy all opened up, we'll go ahead and we'll put just a drop of some KPL in there. Nothing crazy. They already come pre-lubricated, but usually they need a little bit more. It's not a big deal. Now, I don't remember the Baby Banter having that. I don't think it was redesigned or anything, here we have all the components. They put a dot, or misplaced a dot of lubricant there. So we'll go ahead and we'll take care of that. Let's get these. Oh, it's actually sealed shut. I'll just use the blade here. Cool, cool. Let's get these scales out. And then all these stickers are going to be going in the sticker table. Let's check out the finish on these scales. These are supposed to be a heavy stone wash, which is my preferred finish. Definitely hides scratches and still looks rather premium. It's a finish for users for sure. Yeah, these look pretty cool, and it has this like micro milling here on the side. Wouldn't call it fluting or anything super fancy like that, but it adds just a little visual appeal, and definitely everything else is nice and soft, even in here, because of the finish that they put on it. All right, let's go ahead and start reassembling. Shouldn't be too complicated. I didn't do too well in school, so putting these little shapes in here might be a little troubling for me, but I'm sure most will get by just fine. This does have the Civivi Wii captured pivot. Just snap it in there. Oh. Yeah, what's going on? Like this. There we go. Come on. There's weight relief in this too. Look at that. Check that out. That's pretty cool. They think about that. It's a little barrel piece. Let's get some KPL out. Let's just use some ultralight. It's a little guy, doesn't need anything crazy, just a drop. You get a little bit on the actual barrel itself. Cool, cool. There we go. Stop pin. Blade. Put a little drop near that detent hole right before it. A little bit down here. Eventually the track will meet up, and just put this guy a little bit on it. That's all it really needs. Nothing crazy. You don't want to drown this guy. The action can actually suffer a little bit if you put too much. So I definitely don't want to go overboard. This piece was in the back? Yes. It doesn't matter, I guess. Two little standoffs there. Put this over it. Everything fits nicely, perfectly. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's get this clip back on. Well, actually, no, let's do the pivot. We'll do all the T8 stuff on the clip last. Oh yeah, these scales give this little guy a whole new look. And I'm sure in just a second it'll be a whole new feel as well. There's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with the stock G10 scales, but I mean this is just a little enthusiast thing. It's not adds no tactical advantage or really any major benefit. But it's just it's a visual preference, and of course if you're into it, you know, you can anodize. You can also change the finish if you aren't happy with how it currently looks, or maybe you do like the look and you beat the shit out of this knife and it's quite easy to put a stonewash finish on it. Now I personally haven't done stonewashing on titanium yet, but I don't see why it could be any different than doing it on a blade. So there's that. Is it going down? Yes, it is going down. Okay, that side's good, that side's good. Snug the pivot up a little bit. All right. Disengage, nice and smooth. I gotta tighten the pivot a little bit. Blade's off-centered. Right about there. Perfectly centered. Solid detent. That's wonderful. Side to side, nothing up or down, absolutely nothing. Pivot movement, yeah, there's a little bit, nothing crazy. would prefer that there isn't any, because there are plenty of Civivi models that don't have any movement there in the pivot, but that's all right. I've also learned that if you use a lubricant of thicker viscosity, it kind of helps to buffer some of the space, and you end up not really feeling any movement within the pivot. And right there, that's not that big of a deal. It just means that the hole in the blade and the actual space machined to the pivot, they're not perfect, they're not seamless. But at this price point, I'm not going to complain about it. I can care less, honestly. I'm really just going for the look, and overall Civivi is, you know, they're still bringing plenty of value and quality, and plenty of knife for the money for sure. Some of the most highly recommendable knives, and I think I'm putting that in the wrong one. Come on, get out of there. Okay, I forget which one's a deeper one, because for the pocket clip screws, there are 2 of different lengths. Okay, so I think the longer one goes further down, and the shorter one meets up with that little pivot barrel space. I don't know. Could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. It's okay. Why isn't it going in all the way? You know, I think it is the top one. I just gotta get it right. Not blaming it being a T6. It's just, you know, it's my fault. I should have remembered which one goes where. But at the same time, they should have been the same length to reduce any confusion when reassembling. So I'm just being nitpicky at that point. It's really not that big of a deal. Okay, nice and snug. Let's close this up. Don't need to lose any fingers. Yeah, okay, there we go. Cool. All right, clip is flush and inset. It's a wonderful little thing right there. Doesn't snag in and out of the pocket. Like I was mentioning earlier, yeah, this is a smaller clip on what would be small on a lot of other standard size knives, medium to large. But being on what would be on the smaller size of a knife, yeah, this looks like a pretty long clip. But thankfully everything, again, is still well rounded off, and it doesn't create for any hot spots. That is my experience overall. So I wasn't too hesitant in getting one again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. It's gonna take a second to break in, but still extremely smooth, super snappy. Let's get a reverse flick. Ooh, a little tight. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, you know, this is gonna be my carry for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm back to work. Gotta get back to it, make that money, go on future trips and stuff like that, buy cool new knives. And yeah, that is pretty much it. They haven't changed the blade material. It's Nitro V, still one of the best. It's at like the top of the food chain for budget steels. It's plenty good. Takes a wonderful polished edge, but of course performs a little bit better with a medium grit and a high strop. So that's the typical recipe I put on a lot of my knives. And yeah, that's it. This won't really be receiving a full review, even now having the new scales and possible tighter tolerances and construction being produced, you know, months and months after I've done the other one. But this will have its own little segment, I suppose, in a future video of random content. So, but yeah, so I'm super excited to have this. I may even do some content using this, doing anodizing, or just another little project. As you can see, I put a little bit too much lubrication on there, but it's all right. It washes off pretty easily. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. And again, if you guys want to win this wonderful little starter collection, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you guys' patience and just everything you guys are. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now.